Hey guys, Pypo here, bringing you a quick video, or not so quick video on Strand of the Ancients. It was about 17 minutes long because we defended first and ended up defending for the entire duration. But I do really want to talk about PvP right now. I might mention it a little bit. First things first, I am using a different recording software right now, and it might look shit, might look good. I'm not too sure right now. I want to render it out and see how it goes. I'll probably upload it anyway, even if it's shit, just because I want to get a couple things off my chest and kind of vent a little bit. First things first, I play WoW retail for a lot of reasons. Mainly boredom would be one of them. But I fucking love transmog. It's one of the main things I play retail for. I love getting transmog. I pretty much run every raid every week just to get this shit and fucking try and look good and all that kind of crap. So you can imagine how interested I am in the different mogs for your legendary or artifact weapons, I should call them. And there is hidden artifacts, which again is a super fucking cool idea. I love these kind of ideas that Blizzard put in the game, that you can kind of find these secret things, and there's forum posts of all these people looking and trying to find these things that are all secret and hidden and shit like that. Well, some of them are. Some of them are really shit, and you can just go buy them off of vendor or some shit like that. I've heard about ones like that, which kind of sucks, but I'm sure there's other things that you can do. But the Rep Paladin one was turning out to be pretty cool, and you had to do a lot of stuff, and people were mentioning things. No one really knew how to get into it, and I was following it the entire time because it's the corrupted Ashbringer skin, which of course, if you're any kind of Paladin fan, you're going to want that shit because it looks badass. On top of that, the recolors for the skin is actually pretty attainable, usually just based on kills, like kill a bunch of stuff in PvE or kill a bunch of stuff in PvP, which you're going to get eventually. So I really wanted to get it and start working on the recolors. It eventually came to pass that you can't get it because it's gated by your artifact knowledge, the research notes that you get on in your class hall, which sucks an enormous dick. I fucking hate it. I really wish they didn't do it. It just kind of sucks because it's not really exciting. It loses excitement. You know, I completely know the entire process right now. I know it because, of course, people figured it out on the beta. They did it all. They got the weapon. There's screenshots up of it on all over the fucking place. And it's like, now I'm just waiting. I'm back in a waiting game for this skin that I really want. And I get that they want to gate it some way, but I wish they gated it with like a grind or something you could work towards, and not something that was literally just a waiting game. It's like, I think we have to wait a minimum of another month or some shit, because we have to be artifact knowledge 12, I think. It's not confirmed exactly what level, it's just over 10 at some point. It unlocks, and you do this weird kind of... If you guys don't... I guess I should just run through it real quick if there's any paladins watching. So to get the hidden artifact weapon, you simply get 2 fishing books. One drops in DM, or doesn't drop, you pick it up in DM, and the other is from AV off players' corpses. And they're pretty easy to get, to be honest. I got them within a few minutes of like figuring out that this was going to be part of the process. And on top of that, it sold some on the AH for like 17k gold, and they're like, took me a minute to get. So if you want to farm some gold, that might be a good way too. But get those books, you take them to your class hall person, the same person you put in the research notes with. It's like the little dwarf lady. And when you do that, she'll be like, oh, well, once you have the artifact knowledge requirement, she'll be like, oh, that's interesting, I can make those books together for you. And once you do that, you take those to some guy in DM. He needs Nefarian's head. You do that. Once you have that, you go to Eastern Plague Lands, fucking talk to some chick who tells you about some research notes and some Scarlet Monastery Castle. You grab those, go back to her, kill a slime, and you're pretty much done. You kill the slime, go back to your class hall, and the only big issue in that is there's also fishing. After you kill the slime, you have to fish out the crystal and shit like that. I've actually been leveling my fishing, prepping for it, which at least that gives me something to do, because I haven't really... It kind of goes on to my next part that I want to talk about. Waiting for raids kind of sucks. I'm really interested in PvE right now, and I'm looking forward to raiding, but I guess it's only a problem for people that play as much as I do right now. But there's actually a down period in retail right now, which kind of sucks. It's just like this little middle period where everyone's got their mythic gear, everyone's almost 450 gear score, and they're just kind of waiting for the next part. And I'm trying to fill it with PvP, but the problem is PvP is kind of stale right now. I don't know if it's just because I want to do arenas and I don't really feel like doing BGs. I'm just kind of like meh about BGs right now. I also don't really have many people to play with on BGs. All my friends are just doing PvE and shit and trying to get their gear score ready for raids and stuff like that, which I don't blame them. I'm looking forward to it too. But I fucking also want to get those prestige weapons, because again, I want all the fucking lookalikes and the different weapons. The prestige one's probably the ugliest out of the lot, but it doesn't mean I don't want it. Probably suit some sets that I already have or that I'm farming towards. but they actually fucked up hugely, which was another thing I want to talk about. And I want to see what you guys think about this, because I don't know how I would have handled it. But Blizzard accidentally fucked up the legendary. Like, the way it works is if you get a legendary item, you're meant to get I guess I would call it a debuff, or it's like a lesser chance to get another one, which would make sense. You get a legendary, they don't want you to get all of them straight away, so they kind of put a lower percentage on another one dropping for you. But somehow they fucked that up in the coding, I'm guessing, and it was actually a positive. So if you got a legendary, it increased your chance to get another legendary. And I know a few people in my guild alone that have 3 legendaries right now, and I have none. It's fucking annoying. But I kind of don't know what I would want from that. A lot of people in the forums are like calling, oh, you gotta take those legendaries off them, they abused the bug, but I feel like no one probably even knew about it. Like, I didn't know about it until after the fact, so it wouldn't have affected me anyway, because I never got one to begin with. But if you were lucky enough to get one legendary, and you knew about it, I guess you could abuse it, but at the same time, you're gonna run dungeons. Like, the fucking expansion just came out. You're gonna be doing the stuff that gets you legendaries anyway. So what did you want them to do? Like, not play the game for that duration of time? Of course you're gonna play and try and get legendaries. I would have done it. So I'm not really mad at people. I'm just kind of annoyed that I never even got the chance to get one and still haven't fucking gotten one. It just is one of those kind of shitty things. As well as another bug that really pissed me off. I'm sure you guys have done it already. The Withered training in Suramar. I've been doing that a lot whenever it pops and trying to get as far in as possible and kind of push that score limit. And today I got in and DC'd in the middle of it. And I thought it would be fine. I'll get back. I'll continue on. I wasn't really in the middle of a pack yet. I kind of was lucky enough to DC before mobs. But when I got back, I was ported to a graveyard and I was unable to finish that world quest / get my chests that I'd already collected and shit like that. And that fucking pissed me off, because apparently those chests and sort of caches and stuff are actually a lot higher chances to get legendaries. At least that's what people are telling me, because that's where they keep getting them. I don't know if it's because everyone's doing those and then not everyone's farming mythics or heroics, or maybe it just seems like you can get a higher chance from those, but everyone's like seems to be getting those from there. And I'm kind of interested in doing that. But anyway, that's the kind of general conversation I want to talk about. The next is just Red Paladin shit. So if you're not interested in Red Paladin shit, I mean, it's probably not going to be very interesting, but... So they're nerfing us. And I mean, some people might not call it a nerf. Blizzard didn't call it a nerf. And I can see it not being a nerf, I guess, if they buff Judgment as big as they say they're going to. But on paper, it definitely does not make me excited or happy in any way. Basically, the 2 coolest things about Red Paladin right now is your dot. You can spec into your dot on your, I can't remember what the fucking ability is called. The one where you shove a sword up their asshole. That one. That when it does a dot, it's kind of your coolest ability. Gives you 2 holy power. It's pretty legit. It's one of your highest damaging abilities too. On top of that, you got Crusade, which is, I mean, you have to spec into Crusade for skill target DPS. That's just the way it is right now. Crusade is the way to go. But for some reason, Blizzard thought it would be a good idea, because of course they are getting a lot of hate on the forums and everyone's complaining about how underpowered Rets are. And I'm not necessarily on that bandwagon. I think Rets are... I think they're underpowered. They're definitely weaker than other DPS classes, but they're not, like, horrible. They're not as shit as people say. But, sure, I'll take a buff if you want to give it to me. But, they're taking away Crusades, basically the entire way that it works. So right now, you spend Holy Power. When you spend Holy Power, you get a damage increase. But they're taking it away, so it's not the Holy Power you spend that gives you the damage increase. It's simply just Judgments. So you pop Crusade. Judgment now generates 1 Holy Power and has a reduced cooldown. The cooldown will go down to about 3.5 seconds, I think. And the Judgment itself will be the one applying the DPS buff, which I don't see working out too well. Because as of right now, say for instance you do 1 Templar's Verdict, that's 3 stacks that you're getting for that 1 Templar's Verdict. And there's ways to, I don't want to say abuse it, I would say utilize it. And you know, you do Templar's Verdict, then Ashes to Ashes, Templar's Verdict again, and then you'd be able to do your sword thing up their fucking ass, and Templar's Verdict again. Already you have 9 stacks, like at the start of your cooldown, and you're able to do a bunch of damage. And it's really nice. It's a really nice feeling, kind of getting those stacks immediately and optimizing that DPS. Whereas now it's going to be Judge, wait 3 seconds, Judge, wait 3 seconds, Judge, and that's going to be 3 stacks after 9 seconds. Like I don't know if I've read that wrong, but that seems to be the way it's going to be working. And I'm a little bit worried that it'll be a pretty big fucking nerf to our single target burst damage and damage overall. Kind of worried about it, and honestly, I don't understand why they're doing it. It's the funnest part about the class. That's not the issues that we have. We have a lot of other issues. I mean, they could have just buffed our damage overall by like 5%, and it probably would have fixed stuff. Honestly, it may be giving us like an extra speed boost because we're currently lacking in that sort of like PvP keeping up with people sort of thing. But even then, I'm not complaining that much because we have so much survivability that it doesn't really warrant it, I guess. Like, I've never really fought someone. Fuck, that just reminded me. They're actually nerfing Wrath, whatever the fuck it's called. Holy Wrath, where you explode and do all the damage. My favorite ability in PvP. They're nerfing it down from 200% to 120% damage, which is 80% less damage on a fucking... That's a huge nerf. That's a crazy nerf. I mean, 120% is still a lot of damage, but you're gonna have to be fucking no health for it to be like a big chunk like it is right now. Sometimes I've been using it like at half health, kind of finish someone off with it, or I've been doing some arena skirmishes, and you know you'll chuck one in at like half health to finish off someone. Make sure you like confirm a kill basically, but you're not going to be doing that anymore once they put this nerf in. You'll have to wait until you personally are down to fucking 10% HP to get that 120% damage buff onto these fucking people. But I guess that's just the way it goes. I'm gonna wait and see. I don't want to talk about the fucking patch 2 like haphazardly because it could be fucking good. I don't know. Maybe the judgments will be buffed a lot more than I think they are. Maybe they haven't written everything that they're changing in. I don't fucking know. But I'm just hoping that it turns out to be a buff like they allude it to being, even though when you read the fucking small text it seems like it's gonna be fucking horrible. But yeah, it's just I'm quietly optimistic and hoping that the judgment is extremely strong because it just says in the text that they put up on the forums, greatly increases your judgment. Like what the they didn't give any fucking stats to it, so I can't really see how strong they're gonna make that judgment while you have that cooldown up. Who knows? Maybe you're gonna be hitting 1 million DPS judgments. I don't fucking know. But other than that, guys, my PvP is very fucking slow going right now, and my fucking PC has been pissing me off a lot because my usual setup, my old setup, was just fraps. I would just use fraps, fucking chuck it on. I never really thought about it, to be honest. I can't even remember what old settings I used to run with, but it must have run with something like really low settings. And as I got back onto Legion and started recording again, I was getting such bad hitching in the video, and I would get random drops to like 20 frames. And even right now in this game, with this new recording software, it doesn't really look like it in the video that I'm seeing right now, but I was playing on noticeably less frames, like maybe 40 frames a second when I was playing in here. And I think for some reason it doesn't really come across in the video. Maybe the video's only been recorded at 30 frames or something, but it's noticeably different when I'm playing. But it doesn't really bother me that much if the recording is still fine. But I've just been that's kind of why I haven't uploaded for a long time. I've been putting on fraps to record, and then I'd fucking stop because I'd be like, well, this is shit. It's so fucking hard to play on this kind of jittery, shitty fucking thing. I don't know what, I don't know if it's WoW got such a big upgraded graphics that I need like a fucking upgrade to my PC now to fucking record or what. But maybe that's something I'll work towards and upgrade so I can keep fucking recording. I don't know. I didn't think that would be that big of an issue, to be honest, since I mean, I recorded those videos when Legion first dropped, and it seemed fine. I don't know what happened. Maybe I just need to get my PC clean, check out what the fuck's going on. But if this works out well, I'll be recording more videos, because it seems pretty easy to use. It's just the AMD recorder, the fucking, built-in, I think they call it Play TV or some shit. It was a bit of a bitch to fucking set up, because it required me to make, 1,000 accounts and shit like that. But once I had all that in and done and restarted my PC, this was the first BG I did, recording with that shit, and it seems pretty decent. But hopefully, what the fuck was that fucking white yellow shit going on my screen? Hopefully the rating goes good. I'm in a rating guild currently, and I'm gonna be a trial when that shit comes out. And if the rating's good and the guild's good and they don't mind me recording the fights, I might actually record some and put up some PvE for you guys. I don't know if you guys fucking would even be interested in that. I don't know if it'd be fun to watch, to be honest. But the fights that I've looked up and checked out seem pretty fun and seem pretty fucking in-depth, especially since we're planning on doing mythics. So if they go well, I'll record them and just do the same sort of PvP videos I do now, where I just talk about whatever the fuck Blizz is doing, or Blizz is fucked up, or some shit like that. And if it goes well, then that's kind of the new content I'll be putting up, because PvE is definitely my focus right now, which is kind of weird. I've been just spamming like heroics and fucking mythics and everything, trying to get a legendary, just one. But it pisses me off again, because you can't use the stuff you get in PvP. Like, I have a trinket right now that puts me in a bubble. I forget what it's called, but like it bubbles you and explodes, kind of like the one paladins already have. But as soon as you enter PvP, that ability is just fucking grayed out, can't be used. And I think it's the same for the legendaries, like the legendary stuff. Even some of them seem like they're made for PvP, like they have really good PvP abilities on them. Like fucking if you stun someone, you gain like 70% speed, or some like weird fucking bonus things like that. And it seems like it's been made for PvP, but I guess not, since it just gets grayed out and unusable. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. I just want one, so I look fucking cool with my orange shit. Anyway, guys, that's gonna be Strand. We pretty much smashed the fuck out of this game. I'm glad, because I usually fucking hate Strand. It pisses me off, and it still fucking pops. I have AV on fucking Blacklist. Isle of the Storm? What is it called? Isle of Conquest? Isle of Conquest on fucking Blacklist. So I would blacklist Strand if I had another one, but I don't. So unfortunately, I fucking always have to do it when it pops, and then it always fucking pops for some reason. But yeah, quick game, luckily, and it was fucking not too painful. Hope you guys enjoy the BG of Doom. I'll be bringing you more soon, hopefully, if this recording is actually decent. I'll see you next one, guys.